Don't forget to press record on this, please. Welcome to the live stream, guys.
What's up?
I said welcome to the live stream.
And I said it's up. And the live stream was up.
Yes, sir. Actually, grab my phone.
Yeah, it's there. I can see it. No,
You didn't use it on that back.
Alright, we're gonna start recording here in a little bit. Yeah. Hey, clouds.
Someone just following me? Oh,
Actually, can I get that? One of the little phones.
I feel it. Is it still on me? What was that? That one horse town. Shut up. Shut up. And you shut up. You shut up. Family Guy? No.
I'm not a fan.
You don't like Family Guy?
what is wrong?
You don't have to be a like mega fan, but not
It's
like
funny.
it all.
No, I mean I don't watch it. That's what I'm saying. All right, so let's go over this real quick. That's the dude's name, right? Raccoon, the big dude from the Guinea Squad.
Yeah, we're coming with an M.
You guys have seen the Shuri stuff from today.
Too small.
Yeah. So also the nameplate isn't glued. Someone said it was, but it's definitely not. You're posting the link, Alex.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. All right, I think we're good to go. Steal my check. Spicy. Mic check, mic check.
Mic check, mic check.
Mic check.
Wait, were we blinking?
Yeah.
God damn it.
You.
I know. I thought blinking was good. I'm sorry. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
That was much better. I was like, damn, the game is like super low. We didn't hear fucking anything. I didn't tell me what we sound like.
Crispy all the way around.
That should be on a t-shirt. I like that shirt. I clicked on it.
It was like it.
There you go.
I hope
Nice.
it's my shit.
All right. All right, for the cold open, what do you want to talk about? Anything and everything?
Are we not doing sponsor tag?
No sponsor tag this week. We didn't iron it out with Jazz and Tara.
What? Because I haven't heard.
That's fine. Do you have a sponsor tag, Rico?
Mhm.
You really?
Yeah, I was wondering if you could read it though.
You don't want to read it?
I'm not very good at those.
All right, that's fine.
We're going on. You want me to copy and send it to you because my screen's all cracked?
Yeah, thank you. I was like, my old ass eyes can't see anything.
You'd be obedient.
How do you say his name?
Matt DeMino.
Demina. Okay.
Let me reread this one more time and check out.
Mm-hmm. God damn it. That's not giving you access to my Facebook. What are people watching in the world?
Stop.
Me stop?
No, this fucking. It like selects everything and won't let you like unselect it.
Alexa, turn off the accessory lights. Could do the show in the dark. Do you ever hook up that TCFL?
No. I'm gonna figure out where I'm gonna plug it in.
Yeah, you have to be very conscious of.
Which should okay. So I have this episode is brought to you by Matt Domino. If you're
Matt Domino art.
Matt Domino illustrations. If you need art prints for your collection, and I said or man cave, what can we put there instead of that? Or does that sound okay?
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Okay, I was just making sure.
That's
Some people have a collection, like in the corner of the room. Some people have a man cave. Some people have a fucking thing like Saturday, like a goddamn library.
it's a man cave.
That's literally it. Oh, man, I want that fucking ironmonger so bad. So nice. I think that might actually be my only grow at the moment. That and maybe the Trump cycle.
The Trump cycle would be better than this.
It looks fucking nice.
Ooh.
What do you think about this whole setup? Sorry.
Okay, I just sent it to you. Oh my goodness, I sent it to him.
God damn it. Idiot.
Good damn it. Everything's going on.
Do you want to just read it?
No.
So no one can laugh at me if I get it wrong because I'm just saying this for the first time.
Yeah, so I was like, give it a once over and see. It might be a little long, so you can trim the fat if you want.
Yeah.
I didn't put anything in there, but he also does like custom.
Can you read that?
Yeah.
What are those names?
I meant to put the. Unbox before I close it.
Motherfucker, were you spending the whole time roasting myself on Facebook? That's what you're doing instead of putting on
No, I was writing. I was finishing the tag.
So what I'll probably do is split this into two. Like the first one will just be like the first part, and then the second will be the first part and the second half.
Okay.
That's how I do
However
it.
you want. However you think
Well,
is.
it's my show, so I don't know.
Well, it's an hour show.
That's true. I use that one. Alright, start the video. Lucky if you don't mind, it's finishing up. Alright, be recording. Cool. Ooh, I want to look at that cell while we're recording.
Do this all in minutes.
It's actually, dude, probably my favorite Dragon Stars yet. It doesn't suffer any of the problems any other Dragon Stars do with like the weird head.
Dude, I found one and I was like, I'm gonna buy it. And there was like a, well, I don't buy it.
Almost like I've gotten the Dragon Stars instead of the
Keep the figures on.
I couldn't find a decently priced figure.
What up, Richard?
Like
Richard's in the chat.
blue one, is he?
Yeah.
Hey,
Ready?
hey, what's up? Richard?
3, 2. Is that too low? That might be too low.
I can't hear it on the. I just looked at my eyes. Ugh.
Alright. 3, 2. We got Richard in the chat. Always good to see the beautiful angel Richard in the chat.
Yeah.
What a guy. What
Yeah.
a
Oh,
guy.
look, Seth Tucker is not only in the chat, he's here in the studio.
In the studio with the dudes with Seth.
Yeah.
Clearly, Seth looking really good in the Collecting Weekly hat,
I know.
Collecting Weekly shirt.
It's fresh to death.
Fresh to death. A lot of people have been asking Dean about where's Manny, and we were fortunate enough to see him this week.
Yeah.
This weekend we had a thing for his wedding. As you know, if you're a fan, Dean and I are in the wedding, and I gotta say that was a fun evening with
I'm
his
really
brother.
glad you went because we
Yeah.
were afraid you weren't going to be able to go.
Yeah, I know.
It turned out to be really
It was good. So if you guys are asking, Manny's doing very well. He's focused on getting this wedding planned,
Yeah, he said he'll be
and
back.
he'll be back at his leisure. You know what they say, Dean? If you love something, you let it go, and if it comes back, it was meant to be.
Yeah, well, he fucking better go back. No, he told me he would come back. So
Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Seth.
Welcome to this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. This is the weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us speaking of collecting.
That's right.
Before we get started, Dean, we have a very, very special sponsor for this episode.
Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by someone very close to you, Matt Domino Illustrations. They sell art prints for your collection or man cave. You can find them at society6.com/MATTDEMINO. You can check out his collection of comic book, movie, and fantasy art prints. Again, that's society6.com/MattDomino.
It's society and then the number.
The number 6, sorry,
Yeah.
yes. Numeral 6. Anyways, Dean, we have a very special segment that we start out all of our favorite shows with.
Yeah.
Would you like to kick us out?
Yeah, you guys ready?
Yes.
It's
New this week.
You weren't looking, so I was like, is he ready?
I was checking something. I was checking the tempo was set.
Yeah, you're fine. What you get new this week? So I had a pretty good week. I got from our good friend Mike Garcia. I got the Battle Damage Cell Saga Gohan. Super clean figure. It's really good. I didn't bring any of his accessories, but that's why I have him on the shelf.
Mhm.
Just really cool. And then I was like, man, now I really need a cell because I didn't have it for the longest time. And like the next day, I was just like, dude, I'm just gonna go into this Walgreens. And I went, and lo and behold, they had cell. So I picked him up, the Dragon Star cell, rather. It's amazing. I love it. I think it's
Pretty nice.
probably the best. Well,
This might be up there with First Form Frieza.
I was gonna say the first one, Frieza, and both the androids, 17 and 18, are really good. But they have that hip issue where like one will go up and down, but he doesn't have that at all.
Yeah.
So I'm
Nice.
thinking that might be the best Dragon Stars yet.
I think you might be right.
He's got good size to him.
Well,
It's really good.
Yeah, Cell's supposed to be a massive dude.
Right.
And the figure arts one, he's big, but he's like not huge.
Right.
it's kind of
Pretty
like
small.
normal size.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
this
think it
this
was-
guy's got some bulk to him.
Yeah, this looks nice.
And then another thing I got, which we'll talk about a little later on, is the Catch Me by Very Cold Toys from our good friend of the show, Greg Arrington.
Friend of the show. What friend?
What a guy.
What a guy.
If you're ever looking for a figure that like is a third party and you're like, I can't find
I
it,
tried to tap into that.
I pretty much can guarantee that Greg.
I tried to tap into that. I was watching Dawn of Planet of the Apes,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, damn. I know Toys R Us made a 6-scale Caesar. Let me see if
He
Greg
has one.
No, he doesn't. He said that he didn't.
Well, he has Planet of the Apes figures. Maybe it's not
Yeah.
Caesar, but he definitely has Planet of the Apes
That's like,
figures.
fuck, dude, I've been dope for that.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little later because I got it for a reason. And then just now, another friend of the show and co-host Seth gave me this SH Figure Arts Triple H from wrestling. If you watch WWE,
Yes. And
I'm gonna live unbox
you're
it.
going to live unbox it now. While Dean's doing that, Seth was so nice. He got us a second one to give away for this show. So if you're in the chat and you want to win this Triple H, let us know and we'll pick a winner somehow.
Yeah.
But it's brand new, it's sealed and everything. So this
Yeah.
is legitimate Tamashi Nations Pro.
Oh my goodness.
There we go. All right, so let's hear some first
Okay,
reactions.
because I love Triple H.
I know when
He
Seth like,
kinda
you
just
want
walked in
this,
the
you were
door.
like,
I was like,
fuck yeah.
dude, I was like, dude, he's from Greenwich, Connecticut. Like, I
Yeah,
know, like
dude.
all this Triple H, like,
Dean pulled out his
bio.
Triple H fan club card.
yeah, dude. Dude, he really does look like
Right, I was like, dude, you could use the set for Ned Stark.
Ned Stark. That's amazing. Dude, this is an awesome figure. Because one, I love Triple H, and two,
Dude, I almost want to use it for like a draft figure arts Dragon Ball Z custom.
oh,
Would
that'd
you
be
get his
cool.
arm blown off? But
Oh,
we're giving it away. So
I think I'm too tall for Regina.
probably.
I don't know. But dude, this is badass. I like it a lot. Thank you, Seth.
So Seth is going to tell us how he got two of those
Yeah.
in a second. But
Yeah, so if you want to win one, let us know. We got some. Oh, look at the chat going up.
Manny said he needs a
Ooh.
Triple H in his life. KJ Smith says I'm in for a Triple H. All right, guys, keep a running tally of who wants a Triple H, and we'll do the drawing sort of like halfway through the show, 3/4 through the show.
Yeah, this is badass.
Let me see.
It's very cool.
I know
Good
nothing about
science,
this
too.
guy, but that looks pretty dope.
Dude,
I like the flesh tone, like with shading.
he comes with the water bottle, which if you know Triple H is super important.
Loves
The
hydration.
sledgehammer, which is super iconic. And the face printing.
I like how
amazing.
the knee pads are like
Oh
in
man,
the sculpt. That's pretty cool.
look, it comes with movable fingers on his hands.
Oh god, it's like an Iron Man. Oh, to hold the water bottle.
Yeah. Well, it's just kind of weird because they would normally just have a sculpt.
Yeah.
Steph is like, oh no, this is cooler than I thought.
Yeah,
He says like, "Fuck."
This is mine now.
Well, that is very cool. Dean,
Yeah,
congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah.
So
Thank you,
Seth, tell us what is going on here. Why do you have 2 Triple H's?
So, it was right after SDCC. And I saw this post that Bluefin, which is one of Bandai's distributors in the United States, was like, we have these blind bags.
That's what they were. Okay. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, what is even this?
And it was all SH Figure Arts figures in these blind bags. And I was like, I'm going to pick up 2 and see what happens. And then I think they're $100 each. So, $200. And I ended up with part of my new this week, a Super Saiyan God Blue Goku, the new one that's just coming out.
Yeah, literally, like, hasn't hit Amazon.
And I got Bowser, the Koopa Troopa, and these Triple H's. And so it was the same box. You could have gotten different boxes, but they just randomly picked them. So
Yeah.
my kids ended up with some Mario figures, so did I.
Yeah, they're really well done. The Figure Arts Mario stuff.
Yeah, it was really nice. So I was super happy about that. It was an
Yeah.
awesome box.
They look like there's no articulation. Then you get like, oh, I can actually get these in some pretty
Mhm.
unique, dynamic poses.
Yeah, so it was a nice pickup for this week.
Yeah, definitely. Is that all you got?
I also got an Apple Watch. Also from Seth.
Oh, man. Wonderful
What's that?
things happening. at
Santa.
once.
Yeah.
So, kind of a slow week for me.
Uh-oh.
God, bills, man. Bills are a thing.
Yeah.
And so the only thing that I got this week, I don't actually have it yet, but it's the figurized Gotenks model shipped
Oh, okay, cool.
from Big Bad Toy Store.
What are you planning on doing there?
Well, originally I bought it just for the ghosts,
Right.
and I don't think I'm going to display the model. I think I might build it for the YouTube channel. Just chuck that to the side. It's make money. I might make the model for the YouTube channel, but it's so small compared to the Figure Arts ones, which are overscaled. So I think it's closer into scale than the Figure Arts are. But
Yeah.
I think I really like the look of the Dragon Stars Figure Arts customs that I have. So I personally think that, if I get it and I like the ghost, that's great. If I get it and I build a model kit, display it, that's a bonus. So I'm
Are
happy
both
to.
of these now custom?
Those are both the same recipe with different heads.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was a huge fan of that Dragon Stars Force one. I think, Seth, you got the Gotenks also, and you did the same custom as
Yeah.
well, with the drum on the arms and everything?
Yeah.
How do you like that, the head sculpt? Because I know
It's
you were
really nice.
you were very bummed that you were telling me that you wanted to make a Gotenks custom, and we both knew that the figure was it Dragon Stars were coming out?
Yeah.
But you wanted it like that day, and you were like, I'm gonna pick up this statue. I'm like, dude, I have the statue, and I'll show it to you. It's not that great.
Yeah.
And
What the heck is happening?
sorry, this thing is loose. And so you got the head, but I mean, it's pretty nice, right? Compared to
No, it turned out really well, and it was super easy. I was worried that it was going to be like,
yeah, because the torso just plugs in, and the dremeling, it's like 2 seconds. Like, you probably could pretty easily overdo it, but it's
yeah,
You know,
no,
it's
it
like-
just took like a second, popped the arms in, and made an awesome, like, almost figure arts figure.
even
Yeah.
better.
Even
Yeah.
better, yeah.
Yeah, sorry about the mic dropping, guys. Just
You dropped the
stand.
mic on
Yeah,
us.
drop the mic on you guys. Anyways, so that's what I got. I'm getting paid tomorrow, so we'll see. Maybe next week will be better, but I'm trying to pinch my pennies because we might have something cool coming up. But
Uh-oh.
I don't want to talk about it just yet. We're still dotting the
Okay,
I's and crossing the
okay.
T's. So let's talk about what was teased this week. Sensation blew my mind yesterday. They showed a teaser of a 1/6 scale Onion Knight. Now, Seth, you own from me the Sensation Tywin.
Yeah,
What do you think about that figure?
the Tywin is amazing. It is like, they knocked it out of the park.
I agree.
with that one.
I totally agree. Is the Sensation Onion Knight something that you might consider?
You know,
Because Taiwan came in at about $80, $90, 115
Yeah.
on the high side. Would you
I'm
pay
a
that for Onion
little
Knight?
tapped for space right now in Game of Thrones,
Yeah,
but I could see me picking him up. I mean, he's such an awesome character.
such an awesome character.
So I think I'll probably get it. Honestly, I probably will.
What do you think about Sculpey?
I think it looks amazing.
It looks
And my
fantastic.
first thought was, dude, you can make a killer on Swanson.
Yeah,
But dude, it looks just like it. I love it. And if it's anything like their Tywin, I know that the final product will look just like that.
yeah, because that was the thing with Taiwan when it was teased. It was like, okay, what's the final product gonna look like?
Exactly.
But dare I say, maybe slightly exceeded the prototype in some areas. It's a really well done figure. So, Sensation really gunning for that Most Improved Company Collecting Weekly Awards. Figure Arts, I guess it was a leak. I don't think it was a formal thing that they posted, but a lot of people were sharing this Figure Arts Mercenary Tau figure from Dragon Ball.
Mhm.
Really cool. I don't think I would get it because, you know, he's a cool character, but he's not like, you know, I'd rather have a Bulma and a Piccolo,
Yeah,
like a Yamcha and a Tien, but gotta say it looks pretty fucking good.
Dude, the King Piccolo from Dragon Ball looks sick.
I know.
This figure looks really cool, but again, it's just like an easy pass. Like for me, it's like a Mr.
He's one of the few characters that beat Goku, which is a cool thing.
Right.
But, you know, Goku came back and fucking
Dude,
beat him all the
you know what I want? Fucking Roshi in disguise when he beats Goku at the World Martial Arts tournament.
The Jackie Chan.
Where he's in the black
Yeah,
gi
Jackie Chan.
with the hair.
I would really love to see, like, this would be a day one pre-order. A Figure Arts Grandpa Gohan with the mask and the halo.
Oh, yeah.
That figure would warm my heart. Okay, that would be fantastic. And I saw a Chinese one on eBay. It's like a recast of an old Van Presto mold. I gotta pick it up. It's like, it has the mask on, which kind of sucks. You can't take it off. But that scene, oh my god, I cried when that scene happened. It's so sad. I mean, it's like a 25-year-old show, so it's not really a spoiler alert. But when Goku gets reunited, I was like,
Right. Yeah.
that was so sad. But in a good way, a good sad. Demoniacal Fit showed a raccoon, which is very, very, very cool.
Yeah, they're going for
They're
the team.
fucking going for the whole team. So when
Yeah,
they make the
just need
birder,
now.
you're right, because the Goldo is already released.
Yeah, they're-
And the Ginyu and the Jace look really good. The Goldo, a lot of people are saying is kind of like, he's good, but he's not like amazing. But damn, dude, Raccoon is gonna be a huge figure.
He better be, because he's much bigger than Ginyu. Ginyu's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they're.
What is he like? Super boost size? You think? Like figure wise? Figure wise? Figure size?
Yeah, maybe. Or if like it'll just say Ginyu was the size of like Nappa, then he should be the size of like Broly.
Wow, that's huge.
Ginyu, or yeah, Raccoon is gigantic, dude. If you see it like when they do
I need to
the
rewatch.
poses.
Yeah, I need to rewatch the Frieza saga.
And Burner's even taller than him.
Really? You're right. Yeah, because Burger's huge.
Burner's tall.
Yeah.
He's a real slanky guy.
Yeah.
But Raccoon's like the biggest one.
Yeah.
So and
Pretty
like I
exciting
said, that
stuff,
Ginyu figure is huge. So
Really?
either they're
I
gonna
haven't seen it.
they're either
It's gonna
gonna
have it, right?
they're either gonna underscale Raccoon or they're just gonna make them all
Yeah.
kind of one. Which if you have them in a pose on the shelf,
Yeah.
it's really not gonna matter. But
Going back to Dragon Ball Z, you got your Super Saiyan God Goku.
Yeah.
Right? That was a new pickup for you as well?
Yep.
Damn, dude, I'm jealous. That figure looks awesome.
They're just so nice.
I was bummed. The new Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, I thought he came with God hair. Doesn't.
Which one?
The new one? He doesn't have the red hair, right?
No, he does not have the red hair.
I could have sworn I saw a picture of it. And I was so happy. And now I'm super sad. Because I don't have God hair. And it's like, fuck, I really need the God hair. So that's that. But let's get into new pre-orders. There was a lot of third-party stuff. I don't think that there was really any first-party stuff this week. Let's blow through these. Woo Toys for $100 showed off their floating gun accessory. This is for Iron Man Mark 50, releasing Q1 2020. This is the blasters that come out of his back in the New York scene from Infinity War, along with the twin arm cannons. So those are pretty cool. I don't have Mark 50 anymore. And Dean, you weren't impressed by the Mark 50, but Seth, I mean, you have them on order still, or are you considering this accessory?
You know, I don't think so.
Okay.
It's awesome, but it takes
To
up
me,
a
it was-
lot of space.
Yeah, because you have those 4 floating
Mhm.
things behind him.
And the Mark 50 is huge.
Yeah, so you have to
Yeah.
dedicate a lot of space to have those blasters. It's awesome if you have the space for it. It'd be
Mhm.
awesome to have.
Yeah, staying with the Mark 50, there was also the light up shield, which is releasing Q3 2019. $35 buys you that. It's one of the shields from the movie, but they installed LEDs in it. It looks really cool, but probably a hard pass. Then there was also the third party damage Mark 50 mask. $27 buys you that, released in November 2019. All of these you can get on 1/6 kit for pre order. They do require a small deposit, but you know, it's a thing. And I think the reason why these are coming out is now that Hot Toys has released their accessory sets, these are just recasts of different parts in that set. So obviously the Woo Toys floating gun, that's a whole new thing that they're making, but the light up shield and the Mark 50 mask, I think almost certainly those are recasted products. SW Toys had 2 pre-orders go up this week. They're Mr. Will, which is a Wade Wilson street clothes figure, $78 buys you that. Released in Q4 2019.
It's not a terrible price.
No, because it's a body as well. It's the head, the body, the clothes.
Yeah.
I mean, $80, and it's from 1/6 kits. You know, it's gonna ship pretty quick. I'm a Deadpool fan, but I'm not a huge Deadpool fan where I really want to have a Wade Wilson as well. There was also the Age of Ultron cat and street clothes, which they're calling American figure. I like that. $73 buys you that. Released in Q4 2019. Kind of a more popular look for Cap, the Age of Ultron plaid and everything, but
Yeah.
again, I'm not a huge Cap fan, so easy pass.
Easy pass, yeah. Matt's in the chat, by the way.
Oh, Matt Devine?
Shout out Matt Devine.
Oh, our sponsors in the chat. Thank you, Matt, for sponsoring this episode.
Yeah, you guys gotta head over to Society 6.
South, I know your son is getting into 6 scale, and these are, $70, $80 figures. They're full figures. Do you think he might be interested in any of these?
Possibly.
Yeah.
I think so.
It'd be a good way to get a cap. I mean, a cap envelope's like $30 by itself. Get a body and an outfit for it. Maybe add in a shield.
Yeah.
$100 for a full figure. That's
That's
not bad.
true. I'll have to maybe think about that more.
Yeah, I mean, if he wants to sell maybe a Revotech Stitch. I'm just kidding. Oh, that's funny.
Did you have that?
I did. I sold it to him. I needed money to do those.
Yeah.
Vegas are expensive, guys. Pop Toys, their figure, they're calling it EX26 1/6 scale devoted samurai. $244 buys you that. That's the Nathan Algren from The Last Samurai. Kind of interesting because I think Pangea did one, and maybe it was Pop Toys. So this is like the 3rd company releasing within like a year a Nathan Algren Last Samurai figure.
Did you just get one?
Yeah.
From
The,
Do you remember what company it was?
I think it's Pangea. It was modified by
By the Goat.
yeah,
Yeah.
by PJ.
I think it's
What do you think about it?
Oh, dude,
It looks
it's awesome.
fantastic.
It's so awesome. And he did like a great job. Like he modified it to where it looks like he blew it out of the water.
sorry.
Dean really getting that Sonic Sonic Ice. Yeah, that's a cool figure. I'm just wondering why there's so many. It seems almost out of nowhere. It's like
It is.
all
It's
these-
kind of random too, because like it's a great movie. I love the movie,
it's a fantastic film.
but it's kind of like one of those like cult movies. It has a good cult following, but not a lot of other people are like, I love that movie. You know?
Yeah.
I liked it. I mean, bro, Tom Cruise killed this dude, then slept with his wife, then wore his armor to battle. Dude, that's pretty thug. Anyways, it's a good movie. If you haven't seen Last Samurai, check it out. It's a really, really good movie. Toys Power, Seth, I saw that you pre-ordered this. They put out their CT013, which is a V for Vendetta 2.0 figure. The main difference being, from what I can tell, there's no mask, the 1-to-1 scale mask that came with the first version. And then also this one has the fencing outfit that he wears in his lair when he's talking to, I guess her name is V also.
Natalie Portman.
Well, Natalie Portman, but in the movie her name is Evie. Anyway, so he's wearing that, the outfit with the sword, the fencing sword. That seems to be the only change. What made you decide to get it? Because I didn't get the first version.
Because of the fencing outfit.
Really?
I mean, come on. That
I mean, it's a
is
classic
so awesome.
outfit.
Yeah.
See, I had that figure. I gave it to Jesse.
I gotta be honest with you guys.
Jesse.
I've never seen that.
What?
You've never seen.
No.
Bro, I have the
Um,
Blu-ray. I'll let you borrow it.
Yeah,
Today.
I've never seen
It is probably top 25 movies for me.
Really?
It's
Wow.
so fucking good.
It's funny because Matt, when we were growing up, he had that mask. And
Everyone
he
has
would wear
that.
it all the time.
Yeah.
And I just like, I know what it is, I just never watched the movie.
I have to say I'm a little disappointed.
I know, me too.
I'm
I'm
really
not gonna lie.
I'm super disappointed by that.
God damn. Anyway, so new releases. Shuri was released.
Yes.
And I will say, I'll start with the good. It's a fantastic looking figure.
Yeah.
The seamless arms suffer from pretty much what every seamless arm does, where the muscles just don't flex organically.
Yeah.
And that's a thing. Now, the bigger issue comes with the size of the figure. Now, we've mentioned with the X-Files figures, the Scully and Mulder, that was a thing, and it was not a good thing. And so here it's the same thing. The Shuri is quite a bit shorter than the Black Panther figure. Now, looking at the actors' heights and the characters' heights, they're pretty similar. You know, like the real life actor is about roughly, it's not like an RDJ situation where he's 5'6", 5'7", and, you know, Tony Stark is quite a bit taller than that.
Right.
And the scale, I mean, looking at the Black Panther standing up like fully upright and Shuri standing fully upright, comparing them to the screen grabs, is pretty significant. I would say it's probably like 10% difference.
Yeah.
And I know Justin's Collectibles, they put some heights up and it was like 6 to 7% difference. I don't think they have the Panther standing fully upright, but you know, about 6 to 10% difference. And I think when we're paying this much for figures, if you buy both of those, it's like $450, $480, something like that.
Yeah.
I think that they should be the right height.
Right.
You know? You guys have seen the pictures. What do you guys think about it?
Like I said, it's almost a whole head shorter than what it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's very significant where you look at it like, that's not right at all. Like, what is this? It's, yeah, like you said, if you're spending this kind of money.
Yeah.
They
Hot
should-
Toys brands itself as being the premier 6-scale collecting outlet. You
Yeah.
know?
Especially this late in the game, because I have Avengers 1 Thor, and he's way too short. He's like as tall as my Cap, I think, which should not be. Should be much taller than Captain America.
Now, the thing that bothers me, though, with this is, like, with your Thor, I think you could probably flex it a little bit with some longer ankle pegs, and I think everything would be good. But with Black Panther, it's my understanding that you can't take the feet off.
Right.
And with Shuri, the costume is such that if you added longer pegs, I think it would look
weird. Because she has
with
like
the feet. Yeah.
her pants and at her shoes.
Yeah.
So you just added, you know, look off.
Yeah, so I don't know. It seems like a very, very rare misstep for Hot Toys.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, for a casual, like, let's just say someone walked into your
Yeah,
office,
I'm very
saw
anal
it.
about scale.
they would be like, "Oh, that looks great," and just keep walking. But
Yeah.
somebody like you or me would walk in and be like, "Whoa, what the fuck is wrong with Shuri?
Yeah.
Like, is that even the same line of figures? Like,
Yeah.
it's that off."
Yeah.
I feel like it's like you said, for like the casual collector, you could pass it off. Like if you have like Black Panther like crouching.
Yeah, you
you're never
100%
gonna
could
know.
make this work in a sequence.
Right, that's what I said about the figure arts. If you have the Ginyu Force posed, you're probably not going to have any scale issues if they were out of scale.
Yeah.
So if you have the Black Panther in front of her, I don't know what the articulation is like on that figure with the suit.
Mhm.
I don't even know if you could get it down that low.
Mhm.
You might be able to. I haven't tried with mine, but he has some pretty decent ones.
Okay, because I know the first one didn't.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that one. The whole other thing about that one.
So I don't know. It's it's hit or miss. Either you like it, or you don't care, or you are like, this is unacceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Return of the Jedi Stormtrooper came out, and
No, it didn't. The Sith Trooper came out.
oh yeah, according to the base. So a lot of people have been posting their Return of the Jedi Troopers, and I think it's a good looking figure. Some people are saying
beautiful.
that the helmet isn't the right inaccuracy, because in the original helmet molds they shifted, so they are kind of like a little cattywampus.
Right.
Now, every single example that I've seen, the nameplate says Sith Trooper, or I
Right.
should say Stormtrooper. And even Richard, who's watching us now, he had that problem. And I didn't mean to call it like in a negative way, and I hope he didn't take it that way, but I was like, dude, it says Sith Trooper on the base plate. And but he said that Sideshow worked it out, and they're getting him sorted out with a new base or a new nameplate, something like that. But man, that's a huge, I mean, you got to imagine, like I've seen probably 20 of these at least just on the groups. All of them have that issue. Now, what's kind of weird though, and this may or may not be true. Are you okay?
I was trying to push this down.
Oh my god, well, let's let Dean finish his Sonic. Anyway, so the deluxe base, which is like that backdrop diorama with LED, two people that had their nameplates, that were incorrect, obviously, they said that the backplate, the nameplate is glued to the base. And I'm wondering why Hot Toys did do that. I know a lot of people ordered the Han Solo Stormtrooper disguise just for the base, and they were able to use it for any number of characters. And maybe they saw that as like some sort of bastardization of their work, their final product that people were doing that. Maybe that's why they glued it on. That's the only reason I can think of. Yeah. I've never seen a Star Wars figure with
in fact, I always wish that they were.
Except for maybe like the DX07 Luke, where like that nameplate is part of that diorama base.
Because I hate it when I like have my base.
Yeah, they fall out very easily.
Very easily, and I'm always like, I wish these things were just fucking glued on.
Absolutely.
But I guess you might be right. They're like, enough of that.
Yeah, right. So that's that, and it is a thing. Yoast, JazzInkDioramas.com, they are super low stock on their carbon freezing chamber diorama. That's the DTOF and TrueScale dioramas. He told me that they basically plan to, at the rate that they're selling, be out within the next month, 2 months maybe. Wow. So if you're on the fence on that beautiful diorama, definitely place your order. Again, that's JazzInkDioramas.com. They make some great products. Longtime friend of the show, a sponsor of the show. So definitely check them out and get some stuff ordered. What's going on in the chat?
Well, Murph's here. And then Richard said, Hot Toys gave me the sausage. I don't know what that means. Like they said too bad on the...
No, I think it was Sideshow. So there was a very interesting discussion on Ox. And not that there hasn't been in the past, but this one, there was such good different points of view. So this is from Sean Yutzi. I might be butchering that name, I'm sorry. But he said that he had a general question from the group, what is scalping and what is reselling? And that's a pretty gray area-ish topic. So he said that I noticed a lot of posts, not necessarily in this group, just in other forums, regarding the Neon Tech 2.0 pre-order release. The gist of it was FU scalpers, etc., which made me think what defines scalping versus reselling. I buy sneakers, and in that hobby you have bots, cook groups, etc., that buy up all the stock so they can resell it at a higher rate. They do this with concert tickets, and from the rumors going around Funko and NECA, which is 100% true, maybe even Mezco, that I 100% consider scalping as they're preventing people from buying something to turn a profit. Now with the convention exclusives, I think it's a gray area. For example, the Neon Tech 2.0, it's sold out at the show. So if you were behind the last person to buy it, who was only there buying it to sell, then yes, I'd consider it scalping to those at the show. However, to the vast majority of people who cannot attend the event and have no opportunity to purchase it, I kind of just think it's reselling at market value. And that market value will be higher due to a low supply and high demand. It's a gray area for sure because they're taking advantage of the supply/demand, but they didn't create it like this sneaker example. Let me read some comments and then I'll hear what you guys have to say. So Eric Ruiz says, everyone will claim scalper. They have to buy it more than retail. They're just complaining that they paid more for something that was released at retail later on. I said that I think scalping can be a bit gray at times. If you spend $5,000 to attend SDCC and are reselling some of the exclusives to afford your trip, I don't think that that's scalping. On the other hand, I've seen people, and Dean, you and I have talked about this before on the show, where they're going to SDCC. They've taken pre-orders months in advance. And they have a list, let's say I need to get 5 Sith Troopers, 3 Goku Blacks, 2 Kid Gokus, and they're going through and kind of gaming the system to get those figures. I certainly think that's scalping. And I really don't consider it scalping. He didn't mention it in his post, but I've seen a lot of people saying this is scalping. When you're selling something that's long sold out and hard to find at market value. So in the case of like the Mark 46, I would love to have one at $360, which is the retail price. But I understand that's a long sold out figure, and the chance that I find one for that price is something none. So we are a collectible hobby, and these things are collectibles, and when they sell out, market value takes effect. Now, I will say though, scalping in this hobby is kind of different than other hobbies, like you mentioned sneakers or Funko, Mesco, etc. Because in our hobby, we're pre-ordering these like a year out. And usually, like almost anyone who wants one can buy one. That's kind of one of the things we mentioned when we talking about the day one pre-order stuff. It's like, no, you should just wait, see what happens, see what the prototypes look like before you decide. And if we were in a hobby where, next year Hot Toys started doing it, where, hey, we're releasing this figure today, and this is the pre-order window goes up today, we would definitely have that issue with bots and scalping and people buying 3, 4, 5 Iron Mans at the same time. So our hobby is a little different. Unfortunately, it is that way. Unfortunately, though, there are exclusives, event exclusives that do come out the day that, the weekend or whatever that they're coming out. And those are where we find the scalping, where people are trying to get as many as possible.
Right.
So Zach, let me see this. Steve said he feels like scalping is buying with the intent to make a mass profit. Brian Stevens said the difference is how the buyer perceives it, nothing more. It's subjective. Zachary Venable, King Zachary V said
Dude, his was
really good. He said all scalping is reselling, but not all reselling is scalping. Let's break it into 3 levels of prestige. Platinum level, buying something new at a discount below MSRP, then selling it at a higher price. It's considered retailing, and the U.S. requires certain certificates that govern the legitimacy of the retail industry. Silver level, buying something at any price and selling it at any price is considered reselling. This is no licenses or certifications. And then garbage level is specifically buying an item that is thought to be in high demand but have low supply, with the sole intention of taking advantage of the deficiency in the market in order to turn a profit. Essentially, it's arbitrage. It's holding an item for ransom by asking a higher price without actually adding any value to the item. Now, that is an excellent point. I know Zach, him and Justin have a podcast, his Mint and Seal Box podcast, and they usually do a lot of takes on things like that, to that depth. Call themselves figure experts, and they certainly are. So if you want to hear that, go check out their podcast, because they have little tidbits like that on almost every show. John Martino wrote an article. I'm going to link it in the show notes. It's kind of lengthy, but he put in a really, really good bit of work a long time ago.
Yeah.
I think it was like when the Gold Trooper came out, when he made that article. And Fernando, the beautiful Angel Fern, says, basically, if you see a price on a figure and your first thought is this guy must be smoking crack, then it's scalping.
Yeah.
Maybe crack too. And let's see, Mervin says, some guy buys 10 sets of hot $20 figures and posts figures for sale at, let's say, a price of $80. And so there's lots of thoughts on this. I'm curious to see what you guys think about scalping in this hobby, specifically related to the Iron Man.
Me?
That's how we do it.
Oh man, specifically related to the Iron Man. I don't know.
I saw some people sign up for like $600-700 at the event.
At the event?
We know someone that was signing for $600.
Oh man, I'm so disinterested in those Iron Men that I can't even wrap my head.
Well, let's talk about the Goku Black that you are interested in.
Okay. It's upsetting. Well, see, the Goku Black doesn't even work either because that figure's already out. This is just like a...
Well, this is a recolor of the Goku Black in the same vein as the Neon Iron Man is the recolor of the 6.
Yeah, but...
Same but different. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because the Neon is totally different.
It's
just can you just stretch your imagination? Without being exactly. Jesus Christ.
It's disgusting.
You got a door.
Steph,
what do you think?
I'm kind of on the fence about the whole scalping thing. Like, I think at SDCC, not everybody's going to go. Not everybody's going to get their hands on the figure.
Right.
So at a certain point, you are selling it for basically its value, because everybody can't get their hands on it.
Right. I mean, you're also paying to go.
A tremendous amount of money.
So it's not cheap. Like if somebody flies from New York to San Diego,
yeah,
they have paid a lot of money just in airfare.
$800.
Yeah, and hotel rooms, tickets to the event. Now, if they pick up a few of these figures and sell them to fund their trip,
yeah, that's what I was saying.
That's not, I don't think, scalping. But on the other hand, like if you buy,
but if your sole intent is I'm gonna go to San Diego Comic-Con for
there's people that we've seen locally, and even just other people like on Instagram, whatever, where they're with their kids and the kids are like exhausted and they're fucking like, all right, we need to go get back in line and get more Goku Blacks, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, that like
Yeah.
does not.
And I guess that's the intent of.
Yeah, it's probably all intent.
Like I think maybe there's more of like an opportunistic scalping
Yeah.
where it's like, oh, the line was short for the Sith Trooper, so if they come up, then I'm gonna try to resell it a little bit higher to recoup my costs. Versus like, literally all I'm doing all day is getting into some people, and then maybe on the last day I'll enjoy it for myself with a bunch of extra money in my pocket. I think it's a gray area because the convention is so expensive. You know, if it was like an online exclusive thing, like, you know, where there's no cost, it's just you ordering it and shipping it and then reselling it. I think it's hard with SDCC because it is a tremendous cost. The hotel fare in that area is astronomical.
Oh yeah, and you gotta plan your trip like a year and a half in advance.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of gray area there.
The one that gets on my nerves is like you see, let's say a Walmart exclusive pop or a Walmart exclusive.
Yeah. So that's
You know.
I agree. Yeah.
That's full on scalping when you see that cart. You know, somebody's like, "Oh, look, I picked up this cart full of this figure, and I plan to sell it for $50 higher than what it goes for."
Yeah.
Dude,
That's full on scalping.
Manny said this morning he was looking for this pop and he was at Walmart and he found it, like he could see it, and this girl ran and grabbed it. in
Like
front
he
of him.
was like about to reach for it. She like
She,
ran
like,
in front of
yeah.
him.
Bless is beautiful.
He was like, it was so awkward. I was like, Jesus.
Well, she's attractive.
All right, guys. If you want this Triple H, drop a comment if you're still here, if you still want it, and we'll take a quick break, and then we'll see, you know, who wants it, and we'll do a drawing somehow, and we'll figure it out. So if you want
I'm
this,
gonna think of a number. You pick it.
if you want this Triple H, where's the camera? About this Triple H here, let us know. We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
I can see it.
Pretty good show so far. How does it sound?
There it goes. Sounds good.
Perfect. All right, so I'm glad we hit 37 minutes. I was like, fuck, we're about to be like a 30-minute episode. Okay, so up next, we'll do the drawing. How do you guys want to do that? Trivia or? I thought that was fun to do trivia.
Have no idea.
Do RNG. Pull it up on your phone, maybe. Who wants it? Hey, I got all those too. Alright, so we'll give you guys like 2 or 3 minutes to see if you want it. So far we have
Richard, Manny.
Fern, Richard, and Manny.
Who else did we want
That TJ guy?
KJ Smith.
Yeah. Alright, we'll leave it open for a few minutes. How are you guys liking the show so far? I think it's a pretty good show so far.
It's only great because I'm here. Let's be honest.
Oh,
I'm like a bona fide celebrity.
You what?
I said I'm like a bona fide celebrity.
Oh yeah. Well, especially now. You guys know where he went to high school? It's insane. He's a freaking Panther, man. You're not from Texas, you know what that means, but it's kind of a big deal.
kind of a big deal. Dude, Mervin, is that Mervin that sent me this message? Mervin just shot me the best. Morris, I'm sorry. Morris just shot me the best idea for a meme. I'm so happy right now.
That's a pretty solid pose. Thanks.
Yeah, right? That's pretty dope, dude. I was like, man, if this thing had bicep swivel and it did, I was like, yo, this is dope.
It's a really good stand-in for a figure arts.
Dude, I want to get one really bad now. Who we got so far? Same people?
Yeah, nobody else is saying.
All right, we'll give it another minute. Anyone said what they thought about the episode?
Richard said show's on point. Mervin said something about the light.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious.
We can.
He says the light ring reflecting on the picture frame keeps tricking me into thinking that the video feed is buffering.
Is that better?
Immediately, that's what I was talking about.
Is that better? Still too high?
Frame listed for yeah, it's still too high.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's probably better.
Yeah.
There we go. That's hilarious, dude.
That's so funny.
Or I think I might have a new episode covered.
Dude, that hat is crispy, dude.
Looks nice, right? I paid a lot of money for this.
Right, and then we found one for like $6. Like, heck with that.
It's like a $60 hat.
Really? Jeez.
But I got the little logo on the back.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
All right, so who's entered the contest?
It's just like Richard. Do we have Fernando down?
I think so. Okay, we're like that. All right, how should we do it though?
The reverse draw? How many people are there?
4.
That's not a lot. It won't take long.
That's right. Can you pull it up?
How much to go?
Just do wheeldecide.com.
Wheel decide?
Yes.
Okay.
And then in settings, you will do drawing, and then you'll have it do it where it will eliminate after each pick. Maybe just do this with a piece of paper. That's easier too.
Oh, like a random drawing?
Hmm.
We have Merv, Manny, KJ, Richard, and who else?
I think that's it.
Fern?
Oh yeah, Fern.
How do I know if it's going to remove someone?
You go to settings and just say remove after pick.
I don't see settings.
Should be there. Is it? Go up, go down, go, keep going, keep going, keep going. Go to,
Advanced options?
yes. There you go. Remove after landing or something like that.
Okay.
That should be it. We're good?
Yeah. You want to start?
Yes, give me 2 seconds. Trying to make this hilarious picture. Real quick. All right, before I bore everybody. All right, you ready? 3,
Yeah.
2, 1. Action. Hang on, 1 second. 3, 2, 1. Before we do our drawing, Dean, we wanted to thank our friends over at Matt DeMino Illustrations. They make some wonderful art prints that you can put in your collection, your man cave, your office, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. They're wonderful prints that you can add. If you want to add one of his prints to your collection, you can go to society6.com/Matt DeMino, MattDemino. You can check out his collection of comic book, movie, and fantasy art prints. He's a wonderful artist. He's been commissioned by Nickelodeon. He's had his artwork featured on the CW's Flash television show, also the real CW, which is Collecting Weekly. Shout out. You can find him one more time. Sorry, society6.com/Matt MattDemino DEMINO.
Yeah, the thing with the Flash is really cool. So he drew a picture of the Flash, and he's just like running. There's like electricity behind him.
Uh-huh.
Well, the television show contacted him and they're like, hey, we really like this. We want to use it for the cast and crew. We're going to put them on sneakers. We're going to put that picture on sneakers and everybody involved with the show is going to get it.
That's awesome.
And he was like, yeah, like, of course.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so it's not like on the show, but like if anybody worked on the show, they now have sneakers with his art on them. It's pretty freaking cool.
Can you make us art for sneakers?
Yeah,
I mean, we're the real CW.
Yeah. And if you have your own like custom characters or like an idea, you could also commission him to make that for you.
Can he do? I don't know how this works, but can he do like if you want like an actual licensed character drawn? Can you do that legally, or is it mostly just like original ideas?
I technically it's legal.
Kind of maybe don't mention.
It's
it
like a gray area
too
because like they're allowed to go and sell them at Comic-Con without getting sued. You know, what I mean?
international waters.
It's
also.
like free advertising for someone else's character.
Actually, that leads us really well into something we'll talk about here in a little bit. Some copyright stuff that's been
Yeah,
gone
yeah,
through.
because I asked them the same thing. I was like, well, you have like Thanos and Deadpool. I bought Thanos, Deadpool, Boba Fett, and Kaneda from Akira. I bought all 4 of those prints from that. They're beautiful. I meant to bring them today. I totally forgot.
Yeah.
But
All right. So we have Richard saying he never wins squat. Sorry.
oh, just, I completely forgot.
Yeah, I was like, maybe we should.
I was about to start telling the story.
I know.
Yeah.
Just last man standing.
Yeah, so we're doing last man standing. So drum roll, please, Dean. Tell me who gets eliminated.
Oh, that breaks my heart. Richard just got a lot.
Richard, I'm sorry, Richard. You got eliminated.
Damn, you should have not said anything.
Actually, we're doing first man standing.
Oh, Manny.
Always the good that go first, you know.
Yeah, I'm looking at the good Diane. What?
Fern?
Fern.
Who's left?
KJ and Merv.
KJ and Merv.
KJ. So Merv, you win.
Merv, congrats. Dude, we've been sending a lot of mail to Merv, I gotta say.
Good job, Merv.
Congratulations, Merv. If you didn't win, I'm so sorry. TJ,
Seth is just gonna
Sorry.
buy more shit.
KJ, if you want a magnet, send me an email, Zach, ZACK at collectingweekly.com. I'll send you a magnet for your troubles. I think the other guys have their magnets already. So, Dean, at the end of the recording last week, you were telling me about this character here, and before we get into that custom corner, you were needing some parts,
Yeah.
and I felt like I was being judged. So Dean was like, I'm looking for like, you're like, are you sure you don't have a blaster, like an Imperial blaster? And I'm like, I don't know, man. And I have in my closet, which is here, if you're looking, it's back there, a lot of boxes. Like plastic shoe boxes
Yeah.
full of parts.
Oh, I wasn't judging you.
Full of 1/6 parts.
That's what I need.
And
I need some organization.
it's funny because when PJ or anyone on Ox asks for anything, I usually have it. And I usually sell it to them for a really good price.
Yeah.
And so you were looking for a blaster, and we found several assortments of blasters here. And with those blasters, we come to this, your custom corner. So tell us about it.
Yeah, so this all started, this clothing set popped up on eBay, and there was like a slutty Imperial officer. She's like in like a broad panties, and she has the Imperial jacket and the hat. And I was like, man, that would be really cool to make a custom Juno Eclipse from the Star Wars Force Unleashed games. Did you ever play those?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's like a side character. She's really cool.
Mhm.
But I don't like that character enough to like do all that.
Mhm.
Well, kind of just when I was thinking that, Rainer sent me the link. And I was like, dude, I was just looking at this. I was about to send it to you. And he's like, yeah, I want to make a Juno. And I was like, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, but I kind of want to make it like go a different direction. So I wanted kind of like a tactical SWAT, like bunch of pouches, holsters, with this jacket and hat. So I started looking at what figures I could use. And I found this one online. It was around $200, so I was like, let me just ask Greg and see if he has something similar, because sometimes he'll like a weapon and he'll buy the whole figure and just take the weapon. which is insane. But I mean, that makes his money back because they got someone like me who wants to buy it. So I sent him like 3 different figures. This is the one I really wanted. Well, he had it. He's like, dude, I'm selling it right now on eBay. I was like, well, take it down from eBay and I'll buy it. So I bought it and I put it together. Holy shit, what a pain in the ass. Because none of these belts or pouches are attached. So you have to do it yourself. So it probably took like a good hour, like fishing belts through loops and shit. And I ordered the jacket and the hat. They got here yesterday, and I put it all together. And damn it, I think it looks awesome.
I like it.
Yeah, the Glocks are a little out of place, but I haven't really found. The Jyn Erso blaster is too long, and these are way longer than that. So I haven't found anything that'll fit in there quite nicely.
Should hit up Matt Burtwell. He prints all kinds of blasters.
Ooh, that's
Star Wars blasters.
Yeah.
Like 3D print you one, or maybe make one existing one smaller.
That's
To fit
true.
within a whole.
I was thinking a clone pistol, but then Eric was like, "Yeah, but would they still be using clone pistols? You know, decades."
What is Eric? He doesn't even listen to this.
So I don't know. We'll see. But I think it turned out great. I put some pictures in the group box.
Yes.
What do you guys think?
That's really nice.
I think it looks really good. I think it will look better once, like you mentioned, that everything is Star Wars
Yeah,
as much as it can be.
yeah.
Because these pouches here are, the Death Troopers have something similar.
Mm-hmm.
I think it looks good.
Are we sure that they're not going to have locks like years in the future?
Depends on the glass.
Yeah, because most Star Wars guns are based off real guns.
I know.
Like, what's
Han
his
Solo's
name?
blaster is based off of several. It's a World War I pistol.
Yeah. What's his name from Rogue One?
Yes.
Diego Luna? I forgot his character's name.
Cassian.
Cassian Andor. His rifle is an M16, like base.
Well, most of the Sandtrooper weapons are literally just like machine guns with like almost no
Put
changes.
some like tubing over it.
Yeah, I mean literally.
Yeah, so I'm not that upset that they're Glocks, but it could look a little out of place.
Fernando said it's not slutty enough. I will say this, Fernando, you're such a nice guy, and you said you had a bad day. I really hope that this episode makes you have a little bit of a better day. So, I'm sorry that you had a bad day, buddy.
Yeah, me too.
Now, Dean, I went to my mom's house this weekend,
Yeah.
and she was like, I'm cleaning up the garage in your old closet, and she was like, do you want this? And I was like, wow, I've looked for that twice and I haven't found it. And so we have here, this is obviously a podcast. This is a Joyride Studios Bungie Warthog from Halo 2 video game from 2005. It's about 15-ish years old, 14 years old. And when I got it as a kid, it says limited edition on the box. So I thought that was like pretty cool. So I didn't want to open it.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't opened it. And throughout the years, obviously, I mean, it wasn't in great condition when I got it, the box. And obviously, it's been in a closet for the long time. I got a little bit more beat up. I think it's time to open this. It's like
Have you looked at all?
It's only like $40.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not that worth
In
it.
like pristine condition.
Yeah. And the one that was $40 was like the exclusive version. This one has the green rims, and there was one with the chrome rims.
Oh,
So this is like, I guess, the less worthy. Like, I'm kind of nervous. I've been, as a kid, I was like, didn't want to open it.
Leave it and not open it as a kid.
I don't know.
oh, it is chrome.
All right, we're gonna do this. All right, so live on Collecting Weekly, we'll open this.
Oh,
listen to that.
listen to that.
Oh, listen to that.
15 years. Jeez.
Sorry, that's rough.
I mean, when he said it was going to tear it open, he wasn't kidding.
Well, the box is already screwed, so I'm doing the. I can't read
He's
it.
untying the twist tie as I speak.
There's going to be like a Mint box collector who listen to this and go, oh my god, I have to turn off the show now.
I've been looking for that figure for 20 years.
Son of a bitch. I call that anyway. Just kidding. Your mother's a saint.
All right, so we got the first twisty tie off.
Yeah.
I'm so scared.
I'm so excited.
And I remember years ago, I think I found it once, and I was like, I'm gonna open it, but I never could bring myself to do this before I collected toys.
Yeah.
and I could never bring myself to do it. And I'm glad that
That's probably at its peak of how much it was worth. You didn't even check the sell.
no, I did. It was $30.
At that time, it was worth like $300-400.
I think honestly, when it first came out, even this version was worth like, and I remember that's why I didn't open it because it was worth like $100, $200, something like that when it first came out.
Oh,
And I guess it wasn't not worth that anymore. Sorry.
well, a lot of different companies now make toys.
Yeah. I realized that was pretty annoyingly loud, so
Yeah.
apologies. All right, so we got some suspension going on here. Dang, pretty
Blue
cool.
and yellow interior.
I like it. So this is a civilian Warthog, so it's
Oh, okay.
kind of like in Halo 2, there was a rumor that you could find this in the game, like this colorway. So
Yeah.
let me show you guys.
Very cool.
So this is obviously Bumblebee 2.0. So you can see we got the old and busted. We
Yeah.
have the new hotness. Almost the same scale. Look at that. Dang, that's really cool. I feel good about opening this. I feel really good. Yeah, I've had this since I was a kid. Like,
What is it?
no. All right, so the next.
I was like, okay.
So we'll let Dean look at it here for a second.
Very
Give his
cool.
thoughts.
I like it.
I can't believe I never opened it. I'm just like blown away by this fact that we have it open now. I don't know if that's suspension or that's just like it's pretty old.
I'm very sure it's suspension. It gives back, so.
Yeah. So that is that's a toy from my childhood that we're now opening up with you live
Nice.
on the air. So while Seth is looking that over, Dean, we will talk about our main story for tonight, the thing that mattered the most to me this week,
Okay.
and it is copyright.
Oh.
Now, copyright is a thing. Let me pull up my notes here. Copyright is a thing that has been used, positively throughout our country's history. It's a way that creators are able to preserve the rights to the things that they create, and essentially, copyright. I didn't know this, but through my research today, as soon as anyone creates anything, it's copyrighted.
Okay.
There's not like a form that you fill out to copyright like a book or a podcast or whatever. Generally speaking, as soon as you type words onto a computer or you take a picture on a camera, paint on a canvas, that work is copyrighted. It's an automatic right, and you do not, in most cases, have to file special paperwork. This is United States copyright, by the way. Facebook follows DMCA, which is like a digital rights thing where if you're abusing someone's license or creative works, you can have things taken back.
Right.
Now, there is an exception to copyright called fair use. And it's a doctrine that was created that allows for limited and reasonable uses of copywritten works as long as they don't interfere with the owner's rights or impedes the owner's rights to do with their work as they wish. Now, it essentially allows for creative works to be used without permission, and the key word is without permission, for the benefit of the public.
Mhm.
Now, fair use of copywritten work includes use such as reproduction and copies, phonorecords, or by any other means specified by that section for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research. It is not an infringement of that copyright.
Right.
And Facebook holds true to that. They say on their different FAQs that if you're using a work under fair use, it shouldn't be able to be copyright claimed. Okay? Now, Facebook is a massive company. There's probably millions of photos posted on Facebook every day.
Right.
And we have access to reps, you and I, Dean.
Mhm.
And essentially the way that I understand the system works is it's a guilty until proven innocent system. There's so many copyright claims on Facebook that, they don't have the time to review every single one.
Right.
And one of our good friends, I mentioned him earlier, Zachary Venable, and one of the best creators in this hobby, Anthony Sang, Budget Stark, have really had these Facebook rules and policies weaponized against them.
Right.
Sorry, I just wanted to say, but it was getting clunky. 3, 2. Now, these issues started shortly before SDCC, and they're continuing. And the way that the system works is if you've had things removed for copyright claim, you get a strike in your account. You get enough strikes on your account, your page/profile is deleted. Now, if my profile got deleted, then unfortunately the Collecting Weekly page would also get deleted. They're linked, one and the same. I think Ox would still be out, but the page itself would be deleted.
Right.
Now, it first started with a copyright claim by Sideshow, and this copyright claim was essentially it was for Sideshow, but made on behalf of 1/6 Society, made by 1/6 Society on behalf of Sideshow, and it was for this. Anthony Sang and Zachary were taking snippets of the Thanos review or the Mark 50 review, which, as we all know, wasn't really shown off the best way possible. And they basically were using a small section of that work for critique, which is fair use, and saying where they got the video from. There was no hiding that it was like, they were claiming it was their own work and trying to take credit for it. And so essentially what happened was Budget Stark, due to multiple claims simultaneously, his whole account was deleted. His whole Budget Stark Facebook page was deleted. And at this point, Zachary Venable has had his account locked twice. Those are 3-day bans. And what's interesting is when you make a claim through this process, again, the rights owner is Sideshow. These are Sideshow's videos that they own. And these were made by 1/6 Society. Now, part of the process is that you agree while you're doing it, because again, this is a big thing. Part of it says that please note that submitting a report of intellectual property infringement is a serious matter with legal consequences. Intentionally submitting misleading or otherwise fraudulent reports of infringement may lead to termination of accounts, as well as liability for damages under this section 512F of the United States Digital Millennium Copyright Act of the DMCA. And another part that it says you have to confirm that you've read is by submitting this notice, you state that you have a good faith belief that your reported use described above in the manner you've complained of is not authorized by the intellectual property rights owner, its agent, or the law, that the information contained in this notice is accurate, and under penalty of perjury, that you're authorized to act on behalf of the owner of the intellectual property rights at issue. I emailed Sideshow today and asked them what was their stance on this, another company claiming copyright. And I was told that Sideshow has no involvement in the enforcement of Facebook rules and regulations on their platform. In addition, we have no involvement with this specific claim, and they referenced the screenshot that I gave them. And essentially, they basically said that, they don't know why this guy's reporting this shit. And, they said that any third party can report something, which is not true. Part of the process is that you confirm that you're authorized by that company to act on their behalf. I have not, that was sent towards the end of business day over there, that reply to their email. So maybe next week we'll update what they say, whether that company is authorized to act on their behalf. But at this point, you have this weaponization of this abuse. And its effects are pretty far-reaching. Zach, like I said, he's already had his account locked twice. And I don't really know if it's like a 3 strikes you're out system, but we've already lost Budget Stark and all of the 8-9 years worth of content that he's been putting up. And the thing that annoys me is Zachary got copyright claimed by BBTS. It was bbtscopyright@gmail.com.
Which is not their email.
Not their email. And they confirmed that it wasn't their email. Mike from Big Bad Toy Store says, thank you for contacting us regarding the email address, bbtscopyright@gmail.com. This email address has no affiliation with our company and is not owned by the company. I'm hopeful that this information will be beneficial for the purpose of your social media dispute. Please let us know if we can be of any further assistance. And of course, Zachary was copyrighted for his own personal video of a Saints game by NFLclipinfringement@gmail.com.
Which is not their.
Clearly not their email. And the NFL confirmed that that is obviously not their email. So what can we do? I would say email Sideshow, let them know what's going on. I mean, that's really all we can do. Facebook, our rep has said they're escalating it to her escalation team, and they'll see what they can do. I think a lot of these claims are filed with burner accounts, so it's kind of hard to prove who's who, unless I guess maybe you get IP addresses, but that's a pretty rookie mistake. I'm assuming he's using a VPN. So there's not really much we can do. You know, support the content creators that you like. Follow them wherever you can, because if their Facebook gets terminated, they still have YouTube, they still have their podcast feed. And again, complain to Sideshow. Tell them this is ridiculous, that people are acting on their behalf and doing these actions. That's really the best that I can say that we can do. But what do you guys think about it?
I'm ready to start canceling my pre-orders on Sideshow. I'll tell you how much.
I did.
It's getting out of hands.
Getting fucking out of hand, you're right.
You know who never used to do this?
Who?
The Sweet Angel.
Wow.
Completely blank on me.
Yeah.
No,
What are you even talking about?
I forgot her name.
Susan?
Susan. Thank you.
Yeah, Susan was a beautiful angel that
She
got
never
sent to
did
the
shit
green
like
earth.
this.
Never did shit like this. And you know, it's sad. It's really sad because Anthony's page was a great resource.
Dude, everyone knows
Budget Star.
Budget
Yeah.
Star.
I just don't know. I mean, clearly Facebook acknowledges that doing this in the method that they're doing it is not right. Obviously, they have like
Yeah,
things
it's
like
it's
perjury or
wrong.
whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that at best, what we can hope for is maybe Anthony's account is reinstated through what we're doing at minimum. But you know, it would be great if Zach's strikes could go away as well, because those were clearly fraudulent.
Yeah. Well, this happened on YouTube not that long ago with PewDiePie and that girl.
yeah.
What's
Now
her
the
name?
thing was though, she admitted that it was malicious.
Yeah.
It was for Alanity.
Alinity.
Yeah.
Who's in trouble again for throwing a cat.
That's what number one rule of throw cat.
But and unfortunately, nothing ever happened to her legally. But it's like you admitted perjury as you were doing it. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is wrong with you? And the company that claims PewDiePie's video was like, no, we didn't do it. Like, it wasn't us. And she was like, it was them, it wasn't me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, it got reversed, and PewDiePie was just like, what the fuck ever? I don't care. But,
Yeah.
like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I don't think he saw any legal, you know, why bother?
Yeah.
Because now the whole internet knows about it. But something like this, where you don't have a gigantic platform like PewDiePie with 100 million subscribers, every little person counts.
Yeah.
It's like go in and say something or do something.
And I will say our good friend Mosquito Lee has
Yeah, Mosquito.
he's rejoined Facebook, and he's here to fucking make things right. So we're glad that Mosquito is here with us.
Yeah.
Um,
I slept
Wonderful
better
guy.
last night knowing Mosquito.
yeah, he's fucking back. So
Yeah.
Mosquito's back. They say the boys are back in town, the mosquitoes are back in town.
Oh, they're back in town.
Richard says BBTS for life. Seth, do you have anything to say about this?
It's astounding to me that something like this would happen.
It's so fucking petty.
It's astounding how easily it can be done.
Yeah.
To me, that's the thing. It's like, bro, you think the fucking NFL is using a Gmail account? Like, maybe I could see BBTS copyright infringement being a Gmail. I can, because we have a domain that's fucking super easy. We have like 1 billion email addresses.
Right.
Fucking NFL at gmail.com. Like, no one at Facebook. I get it's a computer, but no one's like, yo, that might be a red flag.
Yeah.
Also, this is clearly someone's own personal footage at a game.
Yeah.
That is his own copyright. He owns the copyright of taking that video.
Yeah.
It's just
So-
crazy that, you know, it's a bad look on Facebook for one, and Facebook really needs some positive press right now. It's a bad look on the person that's doing this,
We all
Obviously.
fucking know what
Oh,
it
We
is.
know who it is.
His face is a bad look for his person.
His hair is a bad look for his person.
Everything about him is a bad look.
But it's sad. It's really, really sad. And this person is trash.
There should be a little more steps
Yeah.
in order, because that was the problem on YouTube. It was like it's so easy to claim someone's video, and
That's the current.
the only repercussion or the only method you have is to be like, no, it's not.
Yeah, but then your money
And
gets
then
held in escrow.
they have to be like, okay, it's not.
Yeah.
It's like, so the person who claimed my video or content is the one that says it's okay or not. Like, that's fucking
Yeah.
stupid. There has to be some kind of
Yeah.
different.
There needs to be like a
I
process.
don't know, guys. Maybe we should start our own fucking company that does this shit. Cause,
TubeU.com.
or like, we are a third party that reviews this shit because
Mhm.
obviously no one else is doing it.
No.
Facebook isn't doing it. They have so many that they're like, fuck it. Yeah, it's
Just sweep
email
it
us
away.
later. We're gonna ban you for now. Just
Like
fucking figure it out.
it astounds me that I could be like, you know, I could take down, for instance, a collecting weekly post because I
Don't
could,
you
like,
ever say that.
not that I would.
I mean,
But-
you could, but,
but I
then-
could.
but you know what this devolves to, though? You know,
War,
well,
fucking
one,
fighting with spears and sticks.
come and fucking take it. No, but this devolves to like people making fake accounts and just fake claiming each other. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
if
Constantly.
if someone did it to this other guy who's the fucking asshole for doing it, then it just escalates and it escalates and escalates, and then where are we gonna be? Like
Yeah.
it's just like there's no fucking point. It's super stupid. There's no copyright infringement there. It's all clearly fair use, and it's just upsetting. I mean, that's really all I can say about it.
Yeah. The guy doing this is a dickless coward.
Yep. Well, Dean, our friends over at Small Talk, I think they're recording an episode this week.
Small talk. I fucking love that intro. But it puts you in a good mood right part of that.
My favorite part of the show is the piano riff.
The piano riff.
When they take the breaks, I was like, Damien, give me like a baby making jazz piano riff. He's like, all right. I was like, that's a break.
Did he make that?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, Damien was here today. We actually
Yeah, ran into
he
him.
saw
Just leaving.
his beautiful friend Jessica was with him.
Yeah.
Wonderful person. Shout out to Jessica. She was a really cool person. They're friends or whatever, but we hung out with them for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
I'm jealous.
He was taking some pictures of my wreck.
Coming. I would have been here a lot sooner.
Well, your food got stuck in the fucking Sonic, man.
I know I was in line forever.
But Small Talk is recording. They're killing it. Dylan and Damien, really, really good show.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be on their next episode.
You gotta work out with Damien.
Yeah.
To show who's the boss man on that show.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's really cool. Collective Myth Auxiliary is where you can find us. We do a lot of cool giveaways and such. We got a wonderful community there. I'm killing it. We're like plus like 800% on everything.
Yeah.
So super active community there. TeePublic Collecting Weekly. Seth is rocking our Collecting Weekly industry shirt, which is very, very crispy.
Yes.
YouTube channel, youtube.com/Collecting Weekly. We hit 180 subs last week. I'm very excited about that. We're on the way to 200 and on the way to 1,000. Twitter, Collecting WKLY. Manny runs that. So if you want to interact with Manny about Collecting Weekly stuff, hit him up on Twitter.
Yeah, he's on the Twitter.
That's where he'd be. Shout out time, Six Scale Scavengers, Brian and Chris, wonderful people. They, with Hangouts dying, basically, StreamYard has been a new thing, and they ran a test stream last week. It worked flawlessly with their Scavengers Assemble. That was a really cool show. Franken Culture, Steve and his wife, they do a really cool podcast there. I think they just put up a UFC wrestling podcast this past week. It's really cool stuff. Again, Danny and Jessica are really cool people. They brought me this vegan cookie. I'm about to tear into it when y'all leave.
Nice. Is it good?
It
I see.
is. I bit into a few bites and I was like, I'm gonna get to some milk, but I feel like if I got a vegan cookie, you gotta do some vegan milk, some almond milk or something.
Yeah, or just fucking.
Why buy the cow when you get the milk free, you know? Anyways, Dean, do you have any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, shout out Steven from Steven's Collectibles. It's his birthday today. I think.
Yes.
Today.
And actually, Seth's birthday, I got a little ding on Facebook today. His birthday's coming up in like 3 days. Do you have any plans for your birthday?
2 days.
2 days. Today?
No, 2 days.
Do you
In
have any plans for your birthday?
I don't know.
You don't know? Do you have plans for your birthday? All right. Well,
We'll see.
Oh, send them a happy birthday. So there's something to look at.
yeah, doesn't mean nothing on his birthday.
And then shout out Seth for being here. Awesome. For the giveaway, my free
Dude, you got so happy. I've never seen you. so
triple.
happy.
I love triple. He was my favorite.
Bro, you were
Back
like-
when I was in wrestling.
Trying to
which
prove
is
that you were
middle
a fan.
school.
Bro, trust me, I knew it.
And then for the watch, beautiful watch. I always wanted one, so I'm excited to get that working. And then shout out Matt DiMino, our beautiful sponsor.
Yes.
His work, guys, I'm serious. Society6.com/Matt DiMino.
Bro, Society 6 is a little too close to ones.
Yeah.
Oh, man, we're going to
it's-
get copyright claimed by NFL@gmail.com, bro.
Yeah, it's dude. I think the first picture on his website is his Thanos that I bought for my best friend Tatum. He loves Thanos,
Mervin says he's enjoying Small Talk very much. So thank
Yeah.
you, Mervin, for listening.
and dude, just go buy a print. Like, they're
You should draw me and you
phenomenal.
like warriors,
Yeah,
like buffs.
like me with like Mandalorian helmets and shit.
No, like just like jacked. Pretty dope.
Anyway, yeah, those are my shout outs.
What about you, Seth?
Shout out to y'all for having me. I'm glad to be back on the show. It's been
Yes,
fun.
we're glad to have you back, and thank you for dealing with the crampedness of the new studio. It is, we're all kind of big dudes, so, have to be in close quarters with each other. But that's fine.
Richard said, "How long does tea pilot processing and shipping usually take?" I said less than 2 weeks.
Fucking forever. It's like they're fucking growing the cotton beneath the shirt.
Really? I feel like I don't
It
never
takes
wake up.
forever.
I don't know. It depends on the shirt.
Richard, it usually takes about 5 business days to ship the shirt, because they make them to order. They don't have like a
A stock.
I've had it where it's taken like 2 weeks to ship to me after I got the shipping notice. I don't know if that's just me.
Yeah, no, this motherfucker told me.
No, I said- Put that shit on the back of the truck.
Anyways, guys, I'm Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm sad.
Catch you guys in the next episode.
Bye.
I was wondering if you're gonna do one. I was like,
I almost forgot.
it was a good episode.
Richard said, "I'm okay." Okay, I'm a week in. Oh, okay, so he already ordered shirts.
Oh man, that was a good show.
That was
Guys,
really good.
I hope that you enjoyed it on the stream. My daughter was getting pissed because the Wi-Fi is being slow because we're streaming. It's so funny, dude. This is pretty cool.
This is nice.
I don't regret opening it at all. Like, I just can't believe, like, I fucking turned to my shit instantly. I can't believe I kept this closed for that long. Oh, it's like a little dash cam. That's pretty cool.
I like the throttle.
Yeah. And like the little, they're actually pretty well painted, these little bugs in here. I forgot to talk about something for 3-0, but we can talk about it next week.
For 3-0.
They put up a poll on which Game of Thrones you want. Thank you, Fernando. Fernando, if we can do anything to make your mood better, let me know. We'll give people 2 entries into Shopbox that they buy from Fernando. Telling me that's what we're doing. Afraid my daughter's on Twitter today.
Just put it out there with the NBS team.
That's a pretty good idea, actually.
Love the dragon hair and the girl.
First off, that's Dragon Knight and Erica.
Dragon Erica.
Now I'm with it. I'll put it on my desk.
Just totally insane like this.
That's too long?
Well, because there's a stormtrooper that only goes there. Remember I let Damien borrow it?
I'm shocked.
Alright, live stream, guys. We're going to cut you guys off here in a little bit.
Yeah, I love you. Richard Denson later. Jason Nelson in the chat out of nowhere.
My man's super late.
I didn't say anything else but bye.
Your man's so bad.
Murph said peace with 2 peace signs.
Peace out,
I'm
guys.
fucking out.
Peace out. Fernando, you let me know what we can do to make your day better. I'll be out for like 2 more hours.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes.
Dude, if we have to call in Candygram or something, or
If you have to call on a strippergram.
Strippergram, or a prostagram. I think those are the things.
Yeah.
It's where they come over and give you a prostate exam.
That was a good way to end the video.
Dude, I dropped my magnet. Well, it's all the way from you, Dean. That thing like rolling all that fuck out of it.
Oh yeah, good.
I was like, peace out.
Can you mail this for me, please? I got a crazy week, and I've spent like $8 billion on postage this week. So I'm
Zach, is there any way I can have this?
God damn it! You asked for so
I don't
much
have to say yes.
that you basically forced me to say it. But saying it like that. Okay, bye, chat. Fernando, you message me if we can do anything for you on this. I'm serious. And tell me what it takes to make you happy. And we'll make it happen.
Why was your day so bad? I want to know.
Fernando, tell us on Ox. We'll make it better.
Yeah, make a post.
Come to Daddy's.
That was weird.